Alright guys, what up? Dustin Depp here, and as you guys can see, I've got with me the OnePlus 2, the Xperia Z5 from Sony. This is Sony's newest device. Now this isn't their top-end device because they have the Z5 Premium, but this one is the one that most closely matches what we've got out here today. And as you guys can see here, we have the Xiaomi Redmi Note 2, if we can get the camera to focus on this. So this is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 2, as you guys can see there. First off, these are three great devices. I like all three of them, to be honest with you. The OnePlus 2 is my daily driver, so I'll go ahead and say that straight off the bat. This is my daily driver. This is the one I carry around with me. This here is a phone that we have on loan, and I have never really been a fan of the Xperia range of smartphones, but I will say that this phone right here is really, really good. I do really like this phone. The fingerprint scanner here in the power button is super, super fast. It's ridiculous. It's a lot faster than the OnePlus 2s for sure, and it seems to be more accurate, where I have a few read errors every now and then with the OnePlus 2. The Xperia just seems to be that little bit better. Then you've got the Xiaomi Redmi Note 2, and this phone is great, especially for the price. It's got the same camera size as the OnePlus 2. The Sony here has got a much bigger camera sensor, but if you guys love MIUI, this is a great phone, and for the price, it is really, really hard to beat. It is the second thinnest out of all these phones. The Sony here is the thinnest. This OnePlus 2 is by far the thickest, but it does have on a style swap back there, so that means that it's a little bit thicker due to that as well. The screens, they all have 1080p screens. There's no real difference in screens, so let's go ahead and turn all these on. I will say that the Sony doesn't seem to be the brightest out of all of them. On the Mini, or their compact seems to be a lot brighter than this one. So these are all on full brightness right now, and as you can tell, these two are quite a bit brighter. Obviously, this is a different background, but if you go and change the wallpaper here to something, say, blue, so it's more like the rest, you can still tell there that it is not as bright. Even at this angle, you can see here. I would say that it is ever so slightly, it might be the same as the actual Redmi, but I would say that the OnePlus 2 is that bit brighter. I love all three of these phones, like I said. Now, the OnePlus 2 does come with a USB Type-C, which I love, reversible. I wish it was fast charging, which it's not, which is a real pain. Don't quote me, but I want to say that the Sony does have fast charging, and I'm not sure about the Redmi. But all these phones charge up pretty quickly, so it's not really a pain. All three of these phones have pretty decent battery life. The best battery life, I'm going to say, ever so slightly goes to the Redmi Note 2. I just seem to get just over 3.5 hours on the Redmi Note 2, where this one here, I struggle to hit 3 hours on it. There are people on the forums who are getting way better battery life. I think it's because I don't get good signal where I'm at work, so that's why my battery dies so frequently. As far as style-wise, I would have to say I love this Sony look that they've got going on here, and I love that it's got a dedicated camera button. I think that's amazing. Now, you can set up shortcuts in this one on the OnePlus 2, so where you double tap this to turn that into the camera. Now, I haven't done that, but you can do that if you wanted to. This, obviously, on the home screen, so when you go back to the home screen, right there you've got your camera, and it does launch fairly quickly, and it is a pretty good camera, to be honest with you. As you can see there, it opens pretty much straight up. I do like Xiaomi's interface. Now, people love it or hate it when it comes to MIUI. A lot of people don't like MIUI. I love MIUI. I think it's a great interface. If you're a fan of iOS, then MIUI is probably, or if you're coming from iOS, MIUI is probably the one you want to go for, just because it'll be the most familiar. It doesn't have the app drawer, etc., etc. As far as pricing goes, the Redmi Note 2 is by far the cheapest of them. Now, when it comes to benchmarks and things like that, the Redmi Note 2, it depends on the benchmark, but usually it will surpass the OnePlus 2. But I've seen it both ways, to be honest with you, so it is pretty close. Now, this is the Prime model. This isn't the 16 gig. This is the 32 gig Prime. I haven't actually benchmarked the Sony, but a couple highlights on the Sony is the only one with NFC. So, and it's got that fingerprint reader, which means it's set up, ready to go for Android Pay, which obviously the OnePlus 2 has no NFC, and the Redmi here has no NFC and no fingerprint reader. So both of these have a fingerprint reader, this one doesn't. So it really comes down to what you guys like. Now this has got a frosted back, and I will say that the back on this it's amazing. I love the feel of it. They said it's frosted glass. It doesn't really feel like glass. It almost has that like metal texture to it, like aluminum texture. But it is a really, really nice setup. And I love how this thing doesn't have any bump for the camera. Like both of these have a pretty significant camera bump, and this is a 23 megapixel camera, and there is no bump whatsoever. As you can tell, this one here has got a huge camera sensor, but it's also got that laser autofocus, and then this one here's got a tiny bump and a dual tone flash built in together. This one also has dual tone flash, but it's two flashes there, and then this one here's got the single LED flash, a tiny one, but it is really bright. I would say out of all of them, the Sony the Sony does have the best camera. Next in line, it is a very, very close between these two. So that is pretty much all I have to say about these devices. As far as speakers go, the Sony does have front-facing speakers, which is a good thing. I think front-facing is the only way to go. The Redmi has got this rear-facing speaker, which I really dislike rear-facing speakers because obviously the sound fires away from you. And then the OnePlus 2 actually fools you because it's got two sets of grills here, but only the one is actually the speaker. The other one is just for show. The Sony wins on speaker quality just because of the fact that it's front-facing totally. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want me to go over on these, this is just a quick side-by-side. This is not a full review by any means, as I haven't had nearly enough time with this device. But I'm going to leave some links in the description where you guys can pick up this Redmi Note 2. I've actually got some coupon codes for the place as well, so you guys can pick this up on offer, which is really great, from one of our trusted partners. They also do the OnePlus 2 if you can't get that by invite. But pay attention next week because we will be going to the launch of the OnePlus X, we should say. And we also have a giveaway going on right now to give away 3 OnePlus Cardboard VR headsets. So if you guys don't have Cardboard yet, and this is a worldwide giveaway, we'll ship them anywhere in the world. Be sure and check the description for how to enter on that. It's super easy. It's gleam.io, so all you got to do is click a couple buttons and you're good to go. But make sure you guys share that out, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, then please, by all means, give us a thumbs up and leave your comments in the boxes below. And as for that, guys, until the next one, we will see you. Peace.